Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Brittany. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. So today we're filming a very exciting video. We're going to be doing a first impression slash wear test on the new MAC Studio Fix concealer. I'm so excited to try this for you guys. So the claims on this concealer is that it's 24-hour wear, medium to full buildable coverage, has a natural matte finish, and that's pretty much all it says on the box. So we're just going to jump in. I'm going to be doing a demo, I'm going to be doing some swatches, and then we're also going to start the wear test. And so if you guys want to see this video, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay guys, so I already have my foundation on. Oh my gosh, do you guys love my new headband? I love it. I got it from Daiso. I think it's super cute. It kind of matches my background today. But anyways, I got mine from Ulta and it retails for $22, but of course I got my employee discount on it, and this is what the packaging looks like. What do you guys think of this new MAC packaging? Usually they stick with all black, but they're starting to add color, like the flesh tone of the actual concealer. I don't think I like it though. I feel like it reminds me a lot of Bare Minerals, and I kind of just like the aesthetic of like all black, but that's just my opinion. And this is what the actual packaging of the product looks like, and I love that it's a doe foot applicator and it's a pretty good size. Let's see how much is in here. So we have, oh my gosh, that's really small. I don't know how I'm gonna read that. Okay, I can read it on the box. 0.24 fluid ounces. So a good amount of concealer. I think the Laura Mercier has the exact same amount. Yeah. So I ended up getting the color NC20. Hopefully it'll work for me. I do have the same shade in the MAC Pro Longwear. I have the shade NC20. It does look a little bit darker than this one, which I like because this one's actually a little bit too dark for me. And I also have some of my favorite concealers here that I want to swatch next to it, just so you guys could see like the shade references in case you're trying to pick your shade online or something. But yeah, first I'm gonna apply it and then we'll swatch the other concealers after, just so my foundation doesn't set or anything. So as you guys can see, I have some really dark under eye veins that I really hate, and that's what I like to cover. I don't really have dark circles. I have a little bit of darkness in the inner corner, but what I mainly need the coverage for is my veins because they are so hard to cover. So we're gonna see if this covers it. And so like I said, it's a doe foot applicator. It does seem very small. Ooh, this looks really yellow, guys. I don't know if this color is gonna be neutral enough for me just because it's so yellow compared to like my foundation. But we'll see. It's so freaking yellow. I can't believe that. Oh my god. And I'm just gonna blend that in with my damp sponge. This is the Sigma 3D blender. So it blended out really nicely. And it's not super matte at first. It kind of has like a satin finish right now. That's really pretty. My veins are a little bit darker on this side. So on this side, the coverage is looking nice so far. But we'll see how it covers these veins over here just because they're darker. The color is actually not bad once I blend it in. It just looks super yellow at first. But once it's nice and blended, it blends in pretty well. It is pretty full coverage. I remember when MAC Pro Longwear, the just original MAC Pro Longwear concealer, well, this is Studio Fix, so I guess it's not the same thing, but I remember when Pro Longwear was a really big hype, and I loved it, and I purchased so many bottles. Oh my gosh, guys, it looks so smooth. Okay, so my veins are still peeking out a little bit, but you guys know on an everyday basis, I use 2 concealers. I hold it up like 3 fingers. 2 concealers, but when I do wear test and like just reviews over concealers, I like to use them on their own first, just to see how they react on their own and how much coverage they have by themselves. But that looks really pretty. We'll go ahead and try to build it up on these veins and see if we could get just a little bit more coverage. It's crazy how yellow it looks, but then once it blends out, it doesn't look that yellow. Okay, so that's how much coverage it gave me. You could tell just by looking at both sides that it is more like full coverage and brightened on this side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and even it out and put a little bit more on this side, even though I don't really need the coverage. I feel like it really blends in the pores. It just looks really nice on the skin. And so we don't look like we have a bright under eye. I'm gonna go ahead and even out the rest of the face and just highlight with this as well. So I like to put it right here in the center of my forehead, and then also down my nose, and then right here on my chin. And then we'll see how this blends out. So it's blending out on the forehead really nicely. This is where I tend to get really cakey. So I try to keep it light-handed right here. I don't know if you guys saw them before, but I did have some acne scarring going on right there. You could still see it a little tiny bit, but it covered it really nicely. I don't know how everybody else blends out their concealer just like in a straight line. Whenever I blend it out, it just ends up all over my nose, and basically I covered my whole nose with concealer instead of just in the center. It's blending out so nice though. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I know I'm crazy, guys. I like a lot of coverage on these blemishes right here to see if we could just add a little bit more coverage. Still looks the same to me. What do you guys think? I mean, it's pretty a medium coverage, I feel like. Not super full, but it also doesn't look super cakey, which I like. And so far I'm really liking it. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and set it before it creases. Okay, to go ahead and set it in place, I'm gonna be using this Hourglass Mineral Veil Setting Powder. I've only used this one other time, but I really love the way it looked under my eyes. So today I'm just gonna use it to set this concealer in place. Brush, where's my brush? I'm always losing my brushes. Where is it? Okay, got it. Okay, so first I'm just gonna blend out any lines and then go right on top with the powder. I think I'm gonna use this to set my whole face today just because I wanna try it out. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like after I set it with the powder. Let me go ahead and take a look. So right here, I see like little tiny bumps. I think it's just dryness. Just because this concealer, I do feel like it's a lot more matte than like the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer, this one. So I feel like it's just looking a little bit dry right there, but other than that, it looks really smooth and nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. It is now 11:03 a.m. and I'm gonna be doing a wear test, so I'll be back to show you guys what everything looks like together. Okay guys, so it is now 12:13 p.m. so I've been wearing this concealer for about an hour already, but I did want to zoom you guys in and just show you how the concealer looks like with all my makeup on. And then we're gonna go ahead and swatch some shades that might be comparable to this concealer, just so you guys could have some shade references. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the concealer. Okay, so this is what the concealer is looking like. So far, it looks really, really good still. I feel like I do get these bumps whenever it's just a tad bit dry, but it doesn't really bother me. To me, it still looks smooth enough. And I am creasing really, really closely to this lower lash line right here and this one line. I always crease there. There's nothing really that could stop it. Every concealer, I always crease there, so that doesn't really matter to me. What I'm going to be paying more attention to is just this area right here, down, and just seeing how that wears all day. And so far so good. All right, so I went ahead and swatched some concealers just so you could see the differences in the colors. So the first one we have here is obviously the MAC Studio Fix in the color NC20. Then right under that we have the MAC Pro Longwear in the shade NC20 as well, and as you can see, they're just a tad bit different. I felt like the Studio Fix is just a tad bit lighter. Then right under that we have the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer in the shade Almond. Then right under this we have the Laura Mercier concealer in the shade 2W. Then right under that one we have the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Light Sand. And then last but not least we have the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C2. And so those are all the colors. And so these are all the colors. All of them pretty much I could get away with. The Laura Mercier one is the darkest one, and I feel like it is a little bit too dark. But I feel like the MAC Studio Fix is a really, really good color for me. So far I'm really happy with the color. Okay guys, so that's all the information for right now. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and wear it throughout my whole day. I do have a very long day ahead of me. I'm gonna try to wear it for as long as I can, since it does claim to be 24-hour wear. And so I'll go ahead and check back in with you guys at the end of the night. Hey guys, so I just got off of work. It is now 10:15 p.m. so I've had this concealer on for 11 hours. So for me, that's like a good amount of time to really test out the concealer. And do you guys see this foundation right now? Like, it looks really good too. But we're not talking about that foundation today. We're talking about the concealer. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys in so I could show you what it's looking like. Okay guys, so just ignore where my glasses were laying. But let's take a look. Okay, so the one thing I am noticing, it has wore off just a tiny bit where that initial crease was. and it looks a little cakey right here, but I honestly think it's from my glasses, so just ignore that part. But this part where my creases, it's faded just a tad bit. But right here, oh my gosh, it looks so good still. It just looks very smooth and poreless, and it's nice and matte still. This part was the part that was just a little bit dry, but I honestly think if I were to use my Becca under eye, I think it's called the Anti-Fatigue Primer, I think that would pair amazing with this concealer. But I mean, it doesn't look super dry. I'm pretty sure it's more comparable to the finish of the Tarte Shape Tape, but that one is more heavy just because it's a thicker consistency. So far I'm really impressed. So the claims for this concealer were that it was supposed to wear 24 hours. I didn't wear it for that long, but it did last all day on my skin for the amount of time that I did wear it. And then one of the other claims were that it was supposed to be medium to full buildable coverage, and I totally agree with that, just because it starts off kind of light and then you could build it to medium, and I'm pretty sure if you were to really build it up you could get full. But for me, I think for it not to look super cakey, I would just stick with the medium coverage and probably just wear my corrector under my eyes, and usually I use my Bye Bye under eye. So that is a true claim as well. And then also it has another claim to be a natural matte finish, which I totally agree with. Yeah, because it's not too drying, so it does have more of a natural matte finish. And so yeah, it has done everything that it claims to do. So far I am liking this concealer. Let me know if you guys heard of this concealer or what you think about it, if you're planning on buying it. I do feel like it's a good price. It's only $22, so it's not super pricey, kind of like the Too Faced Multi Sculpting Concealer or like the Tarte Shape Tape. Those are more pricey, and it is cheaper than my Laura Mercier concealer as well. And they have around the same amount of product, and they even have very similar packaging. Let me go ahead and show you that. But yeah, they look super duper similar. The Laura Mercier one is just a little bit bulkier because it is glass, and the MAC one, I'm pretty sure is just like a hard plastic. Yeah, that's for sure plastic. And so yeah, that's everything that I have to tell you guys about this concealer. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up so I can know to keep doing these wear tests for you guys. Also, if you have any questions for me, leave it in the comments down below. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I do make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so that's 3 times a week. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!